Dr. David Freedman is back with us today. Last time we had him here, we spoke about Ebola and this new testing and machine
Yep.
he was inventing.
developing and working on.
Yeah. Welcome to the show, David.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
So just give us a quick recap on your background, so the people who weren't nice enough to go back and watch our other videos.
Okay. So I have a doctorate in electrical engineering, and I've been working at Boston University for too long, maybe 10 years. And I recently formed a company to commercialize this product that we're talking about.
Nice.
And the product is
It's a platform for detecting different pathogens or DNA, looking at genomic markers. It's basically a very novel biosensor.
Okay. And it's the company is Next Gen Arrays.
That's correct. Next Gen Arrays.
And when we had you on last time, you were saying that we were speaking specifically about Ebola because that was what was happening at the
the
time.
hottest on the news.
And you were doing Ebola research, and that's kind of where this Next Gen Arrays came from before there was a huge outbreak in the U.S. and all over the world. And now you've taken kind of that path, but now you've expanded. Now you're not Ebola specific anymore. You are a bunch of different diseases.
That's correct. I mean, in August, I think we talked in August or September around that time frame.
sometime.
And around then, there was the couple of cases we had in the U.S., so everyone was obviously freaking out.
Yeah.
You definitely don't want to get Ebola.
Yeah,
But so since then, we've been looking at a lot of different applications. I mean, currently we're developing an Ebola panel, so not just detects Ebola, but other hemorrhagic fevers. So the idea is that you can take a drop of blood and you can look for many different things at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's how long does your test take to give results?
So right now it takes a little under an hour, but our target goal is less than 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's not Ebola specific.
Yeah.
That's any.
No, that would be for a number of tests.
Okay.
Yeah. And as we continue to develop our system, we can add more tests. So we can even look for influenza or, I mean, diseases commonly associated with Ebola, or the symptoms are the same. Malaria is almost identical clinically for the first few days. So looking for something like that would be very valuable.
Yeah.
Great. Now, a question. I know we kind of put HIV on the back burner, but in Africa, it's a major issue. Is this machine can detect that type of?
I think theoretically we could. We've never actually looked at it because there's a lot of good technologies looking at HIV. So, but theoretically, I think we could. I don't see any reason why we can't.
Well, I like that. The first show we were on, we had you on. We said you were a few years before Ebola was even.
We've been working on it for 3 or 4 years.
And now you're just okay. We've kind of got that. Now we're gonna continue with that, but
Expand it to a bigger.
Yeah,
we're gonna continue to expand it.
Yeah,
that's right.
And I like that you're not just focusing on the one thing that can make you money now, but you're actually concerned and trying to make something that's going to help people
Solving
for
bigger
years.
problem.
Bigger
and,
problems.
Answering more.
Or more problems than just one.
That's
Which
right.
is really
That's
nice.
right.
Which is really.
Thank you.
That's really good.
Well, actually, he's here today. It's not.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about that because I was going to jump on to the next question I had, but no.
You can answer ask the question after, but he's actually on his way to the Consumer Electronics Show, and did you guys going to have a booth in there?
So we're sharing a booth with the National Science Foundation at the Eureka Park, which is very exciting. It's hardware startups that are, I believe it's hardware startups only, but that are forming a product and putting it on the market. So they're not quite, they're sort of at the level where I am. We're incubating, we have a product, but we're not actually selling anything currently.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I think that, Eureka Park, I mean, CES is going to be huge. Right?
Yeah,
I was reading today that there's not enough hotels for the number of people that are going to be there.
CES
so it'll be
crazy.
intense, I think.
Well, I'm taking the SUV, so we
Yeah,
can sleep in it.
Yeah, that's right. You guys are driving to Vegas together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't keep all those vials and test
Yeah, I'll
tubes
keep them safe.
sealed.
Yeah.
Keep them sealed. I need Avi back. Okay.
I promise.
So what about these drugs like ZMAP?
ZMAP. Oh yeah. So ZMAP is it's very interesting. So ZMAP, I think, is a company somewhere. I wish I remember where in California. They're developing they're antibodies that basically it's kind of like a vaccination, but it's really therapeutic. So it goes into your body and it it tricks your immune system. I mean, this tricks is a funny word. Your immune system doesn't respond naturally, and so by taking ZMapp, your body starts attacking the virus, right? So the immune system, it recruits all the cells that you need
The
for your
good
immune
cells
system. Yeah.
to fight the.
It's really an amazing thing because they're growing it with tobacco leaves, which
What?
is, yeah, I mean, that's the part.
Yeah.
This is pretty far out there, but it's amazing. So they can mass produce it, and it does take some time. So I know they had some ZMapp originally, and then essentially the crops are extinguished, and they need to make more, and it takes a few months to grow the leaves.
Okay.
So
now
yeah,
you don't have to smoke it; you just take it.
That was a.
I don't think smoking it would be very
Yeah,
therapeutic, but I don't know.
You're gonna have Ebola and cancer.
Yeah, there you go.
No, that was a
Then
question.
then you get marijuana to solve your
There you
problem.
go. And the circle of life is complete. No, I asked that question because, and I know that I asked that question just because I want people to see that, you're not just flying by the seat of your pants. I mean, you know this stuff.
Oh, I'm pretty familiar. I mean, we're spending a long time on this, and I've read up as many papers as I can. I have not been to Africa, so I'm not a resident expert, but I've talked to many people who have, and so I have I like to think I have a good understanding of what's going on and what needs to be, what they really need to solve their problems.
Yeah.
I mean, for example, the tests that they're doing right now, what they call PCR tests, these are very, very sensitive tests, a little bit better than ours in terms of their detection limits, but they're having trouble translating out of the lab. And you can imagine in Africa, there's a lack of resources in
Not
terms
too many
of
labs
having
around.
labs close to
Or
where people are getting
traveling.
sick. Exactly, traveling. So
Yeah.
they'll take the blood, and it can take 1 to 2 to 3 days to get to the lab and then actually then get the result back.
Yeah.
So what they really need is what they call point of care tests, something that's close to the patient. So that, and that's sort of what we're working on, and some other companies. Yeah.
But you're one of the few companies working on a test that can help people with everything. So
That's right.
We were just talking before we started the segment, and you said malaria for the first few days has very similar symptoms.
Yeah, and I mean, even now with the outbreak in West Africa, more people are dying of malaria than Ebola.
Yeah.
So it's really and it's very important to get the right diagnosis, because either you take, if there's ZMapp or an equivalent drug available, you want to give them that, or if it's malaria, you want to give them anti-malaria pills.
Exactly. Yeah, and you don't want to. If it's malaria, you don't want to give them ZMapp.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. So
especially
your
in
test
short supply. Yeah.
Yeah, your test will aid in that, and so if they said, "Oh, we want to," if they have your test, your machine, and they say we want to test and see what this is, they can put it in, and they're not just going to get, "Oh, well, it's definitely not Ebola, but we don't know what it is."
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's really
And I think
beneficial.
it's very useful.
Yeah.
And that's where the market is heading, and the technology is moving in that direction.
Portability and diversity rather than one machine for one type of
That's
exactly,
right.
exactly.
But your company, you were talking about Eureka Park, and you said incubator. You're not only developing the software, you're developing the hardware to go with the software. So you're not relying on a second part of the equation to get it done.
Yeah. We're building the whole system right now.
Yeah.
Ideally, we'd like to partner with some manufacturers on getting the reagents for
absolutely.
it and for distribution and those things. But we're building the technology from the ground up.
Wait, you mean you're not going to build each system by hand yourself?
I am now, but I hope someday that I have some help in that.
Yeah, well, the system that you've showed us is portable. Doesn't need a power source. It just plugs right into a computer. And I don't know if we'll be able to get this on camera, but we have it right here.
That's right.
And I don't know if we'll be able to fire it up, but I just want to show people how portable it really is.
Sure. And I'll just quickly clarify. It does need a power source still, but it could run off a battery. So,
there you go.
So right now we're going to run it off the computer.
Do you have the USB
Yeah, I
cable?
have it right here. So this is the system.
That's right.
You're going to plug it into
Into a laptop.
a laptop.
Surface.
with
Microsoft Surface 3.
Surface, even.
Just picked up one, so we
Yeah.
can plug it in.
Let me
And I don't think we have time to actually run through it, but
Yeah, just
we'll just show.
Yeah.
So this is our second generation instrument. And what you do is we put the chips into this little hole right here, and then you would push that button, and then wait a few minutes, and then out on the computer it'll spit out the results. And it's actually quantitative too. It tells you how many viruses are in your blood, relatively speaking.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow. And this is it. I mean, we have a tablet and the machine.
Yep, that's right.
And it's running off battery power. Bam, boom. That simple. This is what people need.
That's right.
It's exactly what people need. All right, you guys finish up talking. I'm gonna read.
And what
Okay.
is the cost of something like this when you are ready? What cost you to build it right now?
It costs as much as a economy car right now to build,
Yeah.
and ideally I need to survive and build my company up, so I sell
Yeah.
it for a bit more.
Of course.
But in the long term, we hope to get this below $5,000 in terms of its sale price, and then
Wow.
and then depending on the number of tests that we're going to have on each chip, we would like to have it somewhere in the order of $1 to $30. I mean,
Per
sales
test?
price.
Per test.
I mean, up to $150 for some very complicated tests, but it really will depend on what you're looking for.
So simplification and ease of use.
That's right.
Yeah. And ultimately, you are looking even to shrink this to a smaller package.
That's right. We're continuing to miniaturize it, and ideally, at some point, we'd like to have it handheld.
Yeah.
That will be the
Just an add-on for the iPhone.
Yeah, there you go. That's
the
actually
Shark
what we're
Tank
working
one.
on. So I have some of my engineers working on making it so that you access it through a tablet, so everything is kind of
Very
the way
cool.
you're
Yeah.
talking about. So
That is awesome.
that's where we're moving.
Well, you better move fast.
Thank
Better
you.
move. People need you.
Okay, I'm doing my best.
Yeah.
So besides getting a ticket right now to go to CES and see you this weekend or this week, how else can people find out about this? Maybe help fund or anybody who wants to help. How can they help?
I'd encourage them to go to the website, ngabio.com, and then they can give me a call or they email me or text me, however you want. We're located in Boston, incubating in one of the incubating space at Boston University. So, and we're hoping to move to Cambridge soon, into the biotech hub, and start getting some real talent on our team. And that's kind of where we're
Is
moving.
all your information on your website?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So people can literally call you.
They can literally call me.
All right.
And they literally should.
Definitely, yeah. Call, speak to the doctor. This is the only doctor we've ever had on the show, right?
Direct line. Yeah.
Yeah, direct line to the
Not
doctor.
a real doctor, but Dr. Friedman. That's right.
No, you're a
Well,
doctor.
not an MD doctor.
No,
Yeah,
not an
that's
MD.
right.
PhD
That's right.
doctor.
There we
Yeah,
go.
Okay.
smart. He's smart.
Yeah.
That's
Smart
all that
doctor.
matters.
Smart is
doctor.
relative. I did a lot of school, is what I'd say.
A lot of homework. He
Yeah.
used to do his homework on the bus before he gets home, and you ask him, don't you have a homework? Oh yeah, I
I'm
did it on the
done.
way.
Oh man.
That's smart. Now I have more time.
And then I know that this question is going to come up because it always does when we have certain people on the show. Are you married?
I am married.
Sorry, ladies.
Happily married, so
Sorry, ladies. There's,
late.
Yep, I'm taking two, so. Sorry. So, well, that's all the time we have. Thank you for joining us and coming back on the show. We appreciate it. It was awesome. I'm glad we got to finally show these people. Go to the website. Website one more time.
ngabio.com.
ngabio.com.
Yes.
Contact him if you want to help in any way.
They are looking
get it
for
going.
funding.
They're
They're
looking
looking
for
to grow it and deliver it to market faster.
advertising, and I know that.
And some good engineers,
Yeah,
too.
this is the future. Instead of keep sending
Yeah.
drugs to their own people,
Exactly.
here it is.
you can find the drugs that you need to send.
Yeah, yeah. And give
So-
them the right drugs.
Yeah, exactly.